Hello, and welcome to episode 14 of the Very Metal Diary of Cleo Howard. Thursday, 17th of July. Matty Bateman did a really long and really loud fart that sounded like someone dribbling a basketball today. He is truly revolting. He wasn't even embarrassed. Karina Norman said that I fancy Wolf from Gladiators because he's got long hair. I don't, but Ian does fancy Jet. Then, Karina said that Jenny fancies Pat Sharp. Jenny said that it's a bit sad that someone of Karina's age is still watching Funhouse. Mum bought some virgin cola home today. Cheers, Mum. I know I'm not getting lucky. What's next? Virgin bread? Virgin tea bags? Friday, 18th of July. Today is a brilliant day. It's the last day of school, and I've finally saved up enough for a Wonder Bra. Jenny and I went to town and I got a black lace one. It's got padding and extra padding. You can take the extra padding out if you want, but I'm going to keep it in. What's the point in buying a Wonder Bra if you're not going to fully utilise it? I am going to bring out the big guns, dear diary. We hung out in Prospect Park for a bit after we'd been to the shops, and we saw Bob and Darren. Darren walked home with Jenny. Saturday, 19th of July. I don't know if Jenny got any dazzling Darren action because she's now on holiday in France for a week with her parents and her brother Bruce and his girlfriend Minty. It will help with her GCSE French apparently. Jenny said she would rather stay here, but she quite likes hanging out with Bruce and Minty. I haven't been on holiday since Dad left. Ian hasn't been on holiday since his mum left. We used to go to Butlins. I'd probably find it boring now, but when I was a little kid, it was a paradise. I could have as many goes on the Ladybirds, the Alice in Wonderland train, and on the galloping horses as I liked. We went swimming in the indoor pool and also in the outdoor pool. The indoor pool was made of glass so that people in the ballroom could see the swimmers. We fed the ducks in the duck pond, and it was lit up at night with red, blue, green and yellow light. It was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. It was like having fairy lights in summer. We always had fish and chips, and we always went to a toy shop and to the Bognor Regis Book Exchange, and we always had a Knickerbocker Glory and Wimpy. It was almost as good as Christmas. It was kind of a shining diamond of a week. It was a week I never wanted to end. I tried my Wonder Bra on. I can't go out like that. People will stare. I'm stacked, but it's all smoke and mirrors. I wore my usual bra to the pub. Sunday, 20th of July. I went to see Nanny Howard with Dad. Before I went, Mum gave me a pile of magazines to give to Nanny with her best wishes. This is a ginormous step forward in Mum-Nan relations. When I gave the magazines to Nanny, she said, "How kind, do thank her for me." Nanny Howard is small-chested, and Nanny Brooks is medium to large. I wonder which I've inherited. It's not too late for me to grow a Wazzo pair of jugs. Yes, dear diary, I have been watching Bottom. At Nanny's, I found the Pogs and the Tazos I'd collected years ago. I've totally grown out of these, but I told Nanny to keep them. She put them with my Smarty Top collection. I like having this stuff here. It reminds me of simpler times. I noticed that Nanny's still got an owl on her sideboard, made out of shells, that we brought her back from Bognor Regis. When I left, Nanny gave me a Fry's chocolate cream and some magazines to give to Mum. Some of the magazines are probably too fogey even for Mum to read. I spotted a People's Friend and also a copy of The Lady. Monday, 21st of July. Mum brought home a big bag of opal fruits, which were cheap because the packet had been opened by mistake. I made opal fruits cocktails by putting 2 in my mouth at once. Strawberry and lemon is my favourite. I made Mum try it and she agreed it was pretty good. I wish I was somewhere exotic, drinking real cocktails. Tuesday, 22nd of July. Ian and I went round to see his nan Betty today. Even though she's old, she doesn't think people should wear boring clothes or worry about what the neighbours think. She thought that Ian's dad Terry looked handsome when he had long hair as a teenager. When Terry was a teenager, it was fashionable for men to have long hair. This seems sort of unbelievable to me now. Betty thinks Ian looks handsome with long hair, and if anyone says anything to her about it, she says, "It doesn't matter what you look like, it's how you behave that's important." When Ian's dad Terry started to grow his hair, his dad moaned, but Betty stuck up for him. Ian's hair is now much longer than Terry's ever was, even though Ian isn't doing it to be fashionable. Betty sent us to the shop for cream donuts and fizzy pop, and then we sat in the garden and had a picnic. She found me a big straw hat to wear so that I wouldn't get sunburnt. She said that my complexion is beautiful, like a pear-soaked baby's face. I don't know what that is, but I said thank you. Usually, I'd feel daft in a big hat, but since it was only Ian and Betty, it didn't really matter. Wednesday, 23rd of July. Ian and I listened to some of Gav's records today. Pete still claims that he's influenced by the Beatles, and so we gave them a go. It turns out that they didn't just do soppy rubbish like I Wanna Hold Your Hand and Love Me Do. They also did Eleanor Rigby, which I really liked. It's really dark and really gloomy. Thursday, 24th of July. Ian is playing Doom with Matty Bateman today. Mum told me to tidy my room and put any washing I've got in the laundry basket. I started doing this, but I got distracted when I found my Game Boy and I ended up playing Tetris for a couple of hours. Friday, 25th of July. I nearly saw T. Reggie's You Know What today. We were all mucking about in the park, listening to music on Ella's portable CD player, when T. Reg put my CD down his pants and invited me to get it back. He sort of pulled the waistband of his trousers towards me and I kind of glanced down. It was dark down there and I didn't put my hand in, but I kind of saw something fleshy. It made me think of the courgettes that Mrs. Butler brings round occasionally. Saturday, 26th of July. Jenny got back from holiday this morning. She went topless on a beach, and so did Minty, and so did her mum, on a beach, topless. Her mum, dear diary, on a beach, topless. Top-less. I told her about nearly seeing T. Reggie's You Know What yesterday, but since Jenny had been on a nudist beach, it didn't seem like such a great story anymore. I wore my Wonder Bra out of the house for the first time today. It's making stuff happen already. Someone at the bar spilt a drink on me, and some of it went on my top instead of straight onto my feet. Jenny and I are calling it a gincident. And I think T. Reg was staring at my chest. But I hope it was in a good way, and not in a mystified kind of way, not in a sort of Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Southern Stactionist kind of way. Also, I saw Barry the builder. You remember Barry? Barry. I wasn't sure if he'd remember me, but he did, and he said hi. I asked him where he was working at the moment, and he said he's doing a house extension in Pangbourne. And then he said there are no cheerful redheads to walk past and make his morning. He hasn't seen me for a couple of months, which seems like an absolute eternity, and so he may think my chest is genuine. He was with two girls and with two guys again, the people he's usually with, and I still can't tell if he's got a girlfriend. He is absolutely gorgeous, even with the one eyebrow. Gorgeous. He was wearing black jeans and a Slayer t-shirt, and he looked cleaner than he does at work. Sunday, 27th of July. Mum's lottery obsession has finally paid off. She got 4 numbers. She said that I can have the 14-hole cherry red DMs that I've been on about for absolutely ages. She said I can have them on the condition that I only wear them at weekends, which is fine by me. Mum is going to treat herself to a new stair carpet. Monday, 28th of July. Mum collected her lottery winnings today. When the ice cream van came, she bought us both an ice cream oyster with a flake. I've never had one of these before. They are almost as good as Viennetta. I know I moaned about the lottery, dear diary, and I have been guilty of calling it a tax on the gullible and the poor. But it's like Mum is a different woman since she's won. And she's only got 4 numbers. Imagine if she'd have got more. Anything which makes people happy without making other people unhappy can't be all bad. Tuesday, 29th of July. I went into town with Ian and got my cherry red DMs this morning. Then Ian and I watched Basket Case. It's a great film, but it did make me worry. Suppose only one of my boobs grows and the other one doesn't, and remains small, like an ill-formed, chesty mutant. We had pot noodle for dinner. I hope that the chemicals help my chest. I presented our pot noodles beautifully by cutting the bread we like to dip into them into 4 delicate triangles. Wednesday, 30th of July. Me and Jenny got kicked out of Ann Summers again today. It was going well, and we were making our way steadily towards the back of the shop. Jenny picked up a bra and she said to me, in an even posher than usual voice, "Yes, I think my husband would approve of this bra." And then the security guard came over and asked us our age. We both said we were 19, but he sort of stroked his chin in that, "I think that's total bollocks" kind of way people have. And then he told us we'd have to leave and bring ID if we want to shop there. Thursday, 31st of July. We sat on Jenny's lawn and made daisy chains today. I took my new DMs off because they'd given me a blister. We covered Ian in daisy necklaces and headbands. Pam came out with some cordial, which sounds fancy, but is actually just squash. And she said we'd have loved the 60s. Everyone goes on and on about the 60s, but surely the 70s was better, because that's when heavy metal was invented. Mum has got a load of carpet samples. She asked me which I thought was the best quality one, and which one looked best with the colour of the hallway. I said I wasn't Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. She said she doesn't want to get an unsuitable carpet that doesn't go. I'm sure that would be headline news in the Reading Chronicle. Local woman gets slightly mismatched carpet. Neighbours in uproar.